Hey, so I know the last video I made on like the best kits to use, it was like a year ago and it's still getting a lot of views for some reason, even though it's very outdated and I didn't even update the year for it. And a lot of people have been asking me, oh, what's the best kit now? What's the best kit now? So I'm just gonna make this one. It's probably gonna be outdated in a month because of the Skywars update, but like, who cares? People are asking for it, so I'm gonna give it to you guys. Woohoo! Yeah, so I'm gonna go over my top 5 kits so far, and then I'll show you the rest of the kits, like in order of like what I think is good and what you should pick, what you shouldn't pick. And this is like going into like the mind of like a new player. It's like, I don't know what kit to pick. So this is kind of like your guide on like, if you don't know what kit to choose or you don't know what kit's good, you can just follow this. If you guys do enjoy, be sure to leave a like and subscribe, and let's get right into it. So number 5 is actually Troll Kit, and it's not a troll pick, believe it or not. Honestly, Troll Kit is like one of the biggest sleeper kits. When the new balancing patch dropped, I tried out Troll Kit for maybe 90 minutes, and not only like I was winning games with it, I found it a lot of fun. Just like cobbling people and then just seeing them panic. It's really fun to use, honestly. It's not really fun to be in the cobwebs, but it's pretty good. And the combination of the slowness and the poison pot just makes it all the more better. But you can also do, if you're versing someone who's using a knockback kit or a knockback rod, you can just place a cobweb on yourself and you'll just take no KB. It's kind of a risky move because you're also just stuck there. But when you know what you're doing and know when to use it, you're gonna win, like I would say 80% of the time. I would say the hardest part about this is that there is a learning curve, mainly with the game sense of using the cobwebs, when to use it, where to place it, and stuff like that. And then number 4, I know it's been nerfed a lot in the past year, but I still find it either at least a very viable kit. I still think it's meta, at least top 5, is Farmer, mainly because of the pants. I know it doesn't have as many projectiles or it doesn't have the gap anymore, but the leggings really carries it in my opinion, just for the fact that it's iron and it's like the second best pants you can get in the game. And I would say, just if you're used to the old Farmer, just try and preserve it as much as you can. The eggs will probably last you a fight or two if you try and preserve them really well. And then when we go to number 3, this wasn't changed in the balancing patch, it's Enderman. The pearl by itself isn't really the biggest deal. It's kind of like a get out jail free card. You use that mainly just to pearl clutch. You don't really use it to aggro on people, but what makes it really good is the armor. It gives you a prot 1 iron helmet and prot 1 iron boots, which are really good. If you loot 1 chest from your island and it gives you a chest plate and leggings, you're going to be set for at least until mid game. Yes, unless you enchant or use like armor smith, the armor you get from Enderman is going to be the second best piece you get of those. It's going to be one of the best helmets you're going to get in the entire game, unless someone goes like some very niche kit like Pig Rider, which has like a really good helmet. And then if we go to number 2, I know this kit got nerfed heavily. It was number 1 by a landslide. It's Endlord, but in my opinion, the pearls are still really good. You can pearl away from someone for a moment just to heal up. Hopefully they won't know it's a time warp pearl, or you can use it to aggro pearl on someone if they're on like 1 or 2 hearts. The weakness at that point won't really matter that much. I would say what also makes this really overpowered is actually the blocks. A lot of people don't think the blocks are that much of a big deal, but the people that just like no life Endlord kit forever actually know that the endstone is really good just because of the 0 chest factor. If you really want to take the gamble, you can just rush middle right away, not open a single chest, and hope that you just get like a sword, a pickaxe, an axe, something like that. I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, it's the only mythic kit that actually gives you blocks, so that's actually kind of surprising. And the number 1 kit I think now is Archaeologist. Even with the nerfs from last year, getting rid of the protection from the, I believe it was the chest plate. I know for sure there was a nerf on the boots. Yeah, even with those nerfs, I still think it's number 1, just barely. I think this is honestly like the most like balanced meta, to where there isn't like one super obvious meta kit. Like Archaeologist is number 1 in my opinion. I feel like a lot of people would think that. It's not like such a big gap between everything else. Like you can go any other kit. You can go like Fisherman, you can go Rookie, and you'll still be fine against an Archaeologist in my opinion. It's more like, I think into that late game, if they hold onto that speed's gonna make a huge difference in the fight, and that's kind of the main thing that just separates Archaeologist from the rest of the kits. Besides that, it's pretty balanced. But yeah, those are my top 5 kits, but I also want to go over some sleeper kits. Some of these are the same as last year, but you know, I'll just mention again because I still think personally they are sleeper kits. Last time I mentioned this kit, I accidentally made a meta of this kit for like a week where a lot of people went it because they wanted to try it, and I'm not sorry for that. I'm gonna do it again. It's Princess Kit. Princess Kit is, in my opinion, if you know how to bow, the biggest sleeper kit you can pick, because if you hold onto that bow and at least don't let it break until you get a power 1 bow or like a regular bow, you can anvil that and you can basically refresh the entire durability of the flame bow, making it a lot more annoying for people, especially if they don't have the mid boots that have fire prot 5. Because not only they're going to be taking constant fire tick, if they don't have those boots, they're also going to take a huge amount of damage. And once again, if you're good with a bow, you're going to be hitting a lot of those shots. You're going to be the most annoying person there. Like, people are going to hate you, honestly. Honestly, I'm surprised that the princess bow is able to be anviled. If I were to change one thing with princess kit, it would be that. Just make it not anvilable. You know, it is what it is. Another sleeper kit, this is going to sound crazy, but it's actually Pig Rider. I know I mentioned Pig Rider earlier for the helmet, but that's actually what it is. If you actually look at the armor value of like every armor piece, the gold helmet that you get from Pig Rider is prot 4, which is actually equivalent to a prot 3 diamond helmet. It's actually the best helmet you can get in normal mode unless you anvil like mid helmets. It's ever so slightly better than like the prot 3 like armor smith helmet too. Like it's actually crazy. And I know it's only one armor piece, but that helmet actually will go a long way, especially if you get the rest of the armor pieces to give yourself that full armor. And also you get a pig for it, which is pretty cool. And then the last kit I would say is a sleeper kit. I'm only gonna do 30. The last kit I would say is a sleeper kit is going to be Guardian. This got recently buffed in the kit balancing update, where it got chain leggings and boots, and that really makes it a lot better. It's because you get extra insurance on like actually having armor, and chainmail is actually pretty good for kit armor. There's a lot of kits that just give like leather and gold armor, but the chainmail, especially when it's 2 pieces, makes it actually really good, and having 5 mobs is like actually really good to have. A good strat too to do in teams, this might get annoying, I don't know, but if you have one person go Guardian and one person go Zookeeper, the person going Guardian can blaze down the mobs, and then the person going Monster Trainer will just pick up, use like the Pokemon ball thing to pick up the mobs, and it'll just roll into a better mob basically no matter what. So if you get lucky enough, you could get like 5 full diamond mob or 2 full diamond armor mobs, and the rest are full iron, stuff like that. And it becomes really broken and really annoying in teams. The people fighting are gonna have to kill 5 mobs that are full armor and debatably more gear than they will be. Yeah, those are my top 5 kits and 3 sleeper kits. I made a tier list of all the kits and where I think they place right now. Honestly, I don't know if this is a hot take, but I think this is probably the best meta we've had yet. There's no like I said, there isn't one like kit that's very obviously meta, and there's a lot of kits I think are very viable, which shows like in that spike in the viable tier. All these kits I want to say are kind of in a good spot when it comes to being in the head-to-head. The only changes I would make is like adding gear to some kits, because the lack of gear and like the power creep between like spawn island chests and kit gear and then like mid gear is just so wide that it's crazy. If you just get full mid gear, you basically win, unless you're an idiot like me and fall into the void. But yeah, that's all for this video. I can't wait for this to be outdated in a month. If you enjoyed, like I said, leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you all later. Peace out.